Welcome all. Today we are just going to see the topic name called traditional paradigm of learning in artificial intelligence. So what is traditional paradigm of learning? So it is usually refers to the classical approach in artificial intelligence where knowledge is explicitly provided by the systems by the humans. The machine learn from the predefined rules. For examples, instructions or rather than discovering the knowledge completely on its own. So in traditional paradigm AI system, experts define the knowledge and the system uses the knowledge to solve problems and make their decisions. So the definition how we can represent by using of traditional paradigm of learning is that so it is a learning approach in which the knowledge is acquired from predefined examples or a rules or any experiences provided by the humans and then used for solving any types of an problem. So the basic idea for defining the traditional learning paradigm of learning is, so first of all we are just going to take the input data. From that input data we are just going to learn the process. After that we are just going to acquire the knowledge representation, and finally based on the input we are just going to take the decision by making the own, and we are just going to acquire for the how the output will be outcome can be preferred with the basis of input. The system learns from previously available information and applies to its future task. So the characteristics that we can specify for the traditional paradigm is that knowledge is provided by the humans, knowledge exactly based on the examples and rules, that is of rules, whatever the rules, that is of predefined rules, predicate as well as proportional logic, if then condition rules, whatever the rules that we are just going to follow with the traditional paradigm. Apart from that it requires the training data for manipulation as well as the classification calculation, uses the predefined algorithms, limited creativity and discovery, and finally it will be used only for the structured problems. So how the traditional paradigm works, first of all we are just going to collect the data based on the training data sets. After that it will be learn the patterns, identifies a relationship between the learning algorithms, build the knowledge. It will be especially used with any rules or models that can be created, and after that we are just going to apply the knowledge of it. The learned knowledge is used for the prediction or the decision making, and finally it improves the performance of it. So we'll be seeing the different types of learning concept one by one. So first is rote learning. So rote learning is one of the basic form of learning, so which mainly focuses on memorization. So it is also one of the simplest form of learning in which artificial intelligence where the system learns by memorizing facts, rules, solutions or experience and recalling them whenever the same situation occurs again and again. If does not analyze the reason or discover any new knowledge, instead of storing the information and retrieve it when it is needed. So we can tell it as an just a real time example, just like whenever the student will be going for any examination point of it. So just like a student memorizing the any mathematical formula like differentiation as well as calculus, integral calculus, or any before the underage schools like they will be memorizing the multiplication table without understanding how the multiplication works. The root learning stores the answer and use them whenever the same questions appears. So memorizing that we can take it as an 12 into 5 it will be of 60. So when asked again the answer is recalled directly from the memory, no calculation or reasoning is performed. So how the root learning works? So the root learning works will be of receives the information or experience. It will be of storing in it in the memory. Whenever a similar problem occurs, it searches the memory, retrieve the stored solution, apply the solution directly. So the problem how we are just going to find for the solution is that the input problem will be given, it will be stored in the memory or in the database. After that it will be retrieve the stored solution, and finally based on the input by either the training data set as well as the testing data set, we are just going to calculate how the output will be predicted based on the input. So the real-time examples that can be suited with the rote learning is that, so one is student learning. A student memorizes a capital of India is New Delhi, a capital of France is Paris. When asked in the exam point of view, the student recalls the answer directly. So the other example, real-time example, is a chess program. A chess program remembers winning moves used in the previous games and applies them when the same board position appears. So this is the main important theme of your example of rote learning. So the characteristics that can be suited with the rote learning is that based on the memorization and simple and easy for implementation. It is also requires for large memory storage. No reason capability is acquired for it, and fast retrieval of known solution works best when the problem repeat frequently. So the advantages of rote learning, so no complex algorithm are required, it will be of simple to implement, fast response is needed to retrieve the informations immediately, reduce the repeat computation, previously solved problems do not need to be solved again, improves the efficiency, useful whenever the task has been occur repeatedly, easy storage of knowledge, large amount of information that can be stored and it can be accessed quickly. So the disadvantages of rote learning can be represented with no understanding. Whenever the system memorizes, there will be of no understand of the particular concepts, requires large memory because of the many solution consume significant memory, cannot handle the new situation. If a new problem appears, the system may fail surely because of memorization. No generalization, cannot apply learned knowledge to different but the different problems. Memory search overhead, it is an disadvantage of an rote learning. So the real-time applications of rote learning in artificial intelligence, we can use it in a chatbot nowadays, expert systems, database query systems, game playing programs, spelling the checking checkers, it can be stored in the dictionary words and corrections, educational software, and finally translation system because of the commonly phrases and words that can be used for the things of it. And this will be of your thing. So to summarize the rote learning is a basic artificial intelligence learning technique in which the knowledge is acquired through memorization and later retrieved for solving the identical problems. It provides a fast response but lacks reasoning, understanding, as well as adapting to the new situations. So we'll be moving to the next thing, learning from the observation. There are three different types of observations are there: learning from agents, inductive learning, and decision tree learning. So first is learning from agent. So learning from agent is a learning approach in artificial intelligence where an intelligent agent improves its performance by interacting with the environment, observing outcomes, and learning from the experience. So the agent continuously learns from it. So whenever the action is performed, which action produce the better result, how to improve the future decision. So generally it can be related with the concept of intelligent agent, similar to it. So the learning from the agent is intelligent agent. It is observes the environment and make the own decision, performs the actions according to the decision, receives the feedback, learn from the feedback learn from the feedback. So here there will be of different types of blocks are available: agent, knowledge base, algorithm, and training experience. So learning experience of performance tracking, everything that can be based on the improvement, external actions, and responsible for selecting the reward functions. So performance element that especially represented with responsible for selecting an action. Example for performance element is a self-driving car decides whether to accelerate, brake, or turn. Learning element, how the learning element can be represented, improves the performance using the experience. The car learned safe driving strategies from the past trips. And a critic will be of important theme over here, evaluates the agent action and provides the feedback. And problem generated will be explore the action and suggested to gain the knowledge of it, to try to find out the shorter path of the given problem. So the real time example, we can tell it as an self driving car is a good example. So for approaching a traffic signal, whenever the action perform, it will be stops when the signal is red. Feedback, no accident can be occurs during the signal is red. Learning, stopping at the red signal is a good action. Future behavior, the car repeats this action whenever the red signal appears for it. Going to the advantages of learning from the agent, so it will be having to perform continuous improvement. The performance can be improved with the experience of it. So that is of navigation app becomes more better nowadays for the traffic situation, whenever we are just going in either a car or auto or any vehicles. Adaptability can be done easier, that can be adjust to changing the environment. A robo adapts to a new factory layout. And then is automation, requires less human interventions. Automatic email spam filtering is a good example for automation. Better decision making, learners from the past success and failures that can be shows the decision of it, handles the complex problem. So that is an advantages of learning from the agents. So disadvantages of learning from the agents are, requires large amount of data, it may take a time. So because of it, it will be of falling with some drawbacks over there. High computational costs because of the powerful hardware requirements. And exploration the risk, trying with new actions may cost new mistakes. Unpredictable behavior, difficult to evaluate. And these are the disadvantages of it. Okay, determining whether the recommendation system has truly improved or not, that can be done only with the learning from agent. So applications of learning agent, so self driving car, robotics and gaming, playing a game chess of everything that can be comes with learning from the agent. Recommendation systems recommend movies, music, books and products. Nowadays everyone is having a music addiction, so recommendation system is one of good examples of learning agent. And virtual assistants, Google Assistant, Siri, now it has been introduced in Zogo corporations, Amazon Alexa. And healthcare systems, it is mainly used for diagnosis and treatment recommendation. So this is about the important about learning from the agent. Next we will be moving with inductive learning. So inductive learning is also a learning method in artificial intelligence, where the system learns general rules or patterns from the specific examples and observation. So inductive learning is the process of learning general concept or rule from the specific examples. So the rules, in sense, the system examines the training data, identify the patterns and creates a model that can be predict or classify new or unseen data. So every real time example nowadays we are just having a with the child. Okay, suppose a child observes dog has an four legs and barks, and dog 1 has a four legs and barks, dog 3 has also a four legs and barks. So animals with these characteristics are dogs. So the child has learned the general rule from the several examples. So this type of a learning is said to be as an inductive learning. So inductive learning uses a set of several training examples to discover the hidden relationship and generate the rules that can be applied to the future cases. First of all, we'll be applying with training examples and discover the pattern. Finally, we'll be applying the general rule formation and to predict the new cases or not. How the in the particular diagram it has been place type, weather, location and decision it has been given. So the system with the example it has been given. So first is collecting the training data, and after collecting the training data, the system especially will be searches for common characteristics to analyze the data. So here hilly, beach, beach is repeated twice, and weather condition will be of warm and winter, windy, everything. So that will be of having one condition. So applying the general rules is a third step. Okay, if the weather is warm, then the decision is yes. If the place type is hilly, then the decision is yes. So that is the rules that we are just going to follow. And after using the rules and conditions, we'll be predicting the new data. So after this one, which type of a place that you are just going to prefer, and prediction will be the new data. So this is about the good example. And characteristics of inductive learning that will be learns from the example, creates from the general rules, data driven approach, improves the more data becomes the available, and it is used in supervised machine learning approach, can be predict unseen situations. So types, there will be of different types of inductive learnings are there. One is of classification learning, it predicts the categories. So example is classifying the emails as spam and not spam. Regression learning, it predicts the numerical values. Example, predicting the house prices. Decision tree learning generates the decision rules. Loan prediction approval is a good example for it. So these are the example. Weather prediction is also there. Medical diagnosis. So these are some other examples that can be comes with inductive learning. So advantages of inductive learning, that can be learned automatically. It can be handles the large data. Generalization ability will be there. It will be of easily adaptable with the new data is to be added. Example is recommendation system with movies or music. Reduce the human effort. The rules are discovered automatically. The disease prediction system is a good example of reducing human effort. And moving to the disadvantages of inductive learning, it requires the large data training data sets, may learn incorrect rules, expensive computationally, and overfitting problem it can be occur, may memorize training data instead of learning a general patterns, and error prediction will be occur. No model is 100% accurate. For example, during the rainy times and during the now the June month will be having of incorrect weather prediction. So these are the prediction error which can be of not correct exactly of 100% accurate. So applications of inductive learning, it will be of email spam detection, weather forecasting, stock market prediction, so autonomous vehicles. So these are the some applications over here. So moving to the summary of inductive learning. So it is one of the most important learning method in artificial intelligence. It enables the systems to learn pattern from the examples, generate general rules, and make predictions for new situations. And it is also able to generate the knowledge. Inductive learning form the basis of machine learning, data mining, and predictive applications. So this is about the inductive learning. So moving to the last topic of the learning model, it will be of decision tree learning. So decision tree learning is a supervised machine learning technique mainly used for classification and prediction. So it is also used to represent how the knowledge is can be represented in the form of tree structure, where decisions are made from the branches from root node to leaf node. The decision tree, which can be similar to look like a flow chart. Each and every internal node represents the attribute. Each and branch that can be represents the outcome of the test, and each and every leaf node represents the final decision or class label. So it is one type of a learning that creates a tree like model from the training data sets to make decision and prediction of it. So why it is called decision tree? So it can be represented with the root node and branches over until the final decision is reached from the tree nodes, that is represent of the decision tree. So the components will be of root node, it will be there, it will be of a top most node that represents the first decision. Internal node will be there, represents the conditions or test. Branch will be there, it represents the outcome of the test. Leaf node, it will be there, represents the final predictions or decision of it. So this is the thing that we are just going to use in the decision tree learning. So how the working principle of decision tree learning will be, it will be of use to collect the training data. After collecting the training data, it will be selects the best attribute to split the data. It creates the decision node. After creating the decision node, it will be divides the data into smaller and subgroups. Repeat until all the records are classified. Generate the leaf node with the final decision. So this is a good example of it. So we can take it as a cricket prediction match. So weather will be there, it will be of either sunny or rainy, humidity will be of high or low. So playing cricket will be of yes or no. So based on the climatic condition, the playing cricket prediction will be whether it has happened or not happened based on the weather and humidity. So that is a good example for decision tree. So first of all, we'll be collecting the data and selecting the attribute and construct the tree based on the hierarchical node, and we want to generate the rule, and finally what type of prediction, whether it will be of yes or no, based on the prediction we will be used with it. Attribute selection, that can be done with some measures. It will be of information gain. It measures the reduction in uncertainty, and a second one will be of entropy. It measures the impurity or disorder in data. So this is about the some important key terms of decision tree. So moving to the advantages of decision tree learning, it is easy to understand. It requires the little data preparation. It can be handles both the numerical and categorical data in your particular situation. Fast decision making, extracting the rule based on the human readable, and good for classification problem. Moving to the disadvantages, it will be of overfitting, sensitive to the data changes, bias towards the certain attributes, accuracy will be of lower compared to the some advanced model, and large tree becomes the difficult to manage. So the real-time applications will be of medical diagnosis to predict the disease for symptoms, especially for diabetics patients, loan approval system, credit card analysis, credit card risk analysis, fraud detection, customer relationship management, weather forecasting, marketing and sales, and industrial quality control to detect the defective product. So these are the some real-time applications that can be used with it. So to summarize the decision tree learning, it is one of the most popular and easily interruptible machine learning technique. It learns the decisions from the rules from the data and represents them in a tree-like structure. Because of its simplicity, visualization capability, and effectiveness in classification problem, we are just going to use widely in an healthcare, finance, education, marketing, and many real world applications. So this is about the decision tree learning. Next, we are just going to move with ensemble learning. So ensemble learning is also a machine learning technique in which the machine learning models are combined to solve a problem and improve prediction accuracy. Instead of using a single model, ensemble model combines the prediction of several models to produce the better and more reliable result. So it is also used to combine a multiple machine learning model to achieve the better performance, accuracy, and robustness through the single model. So one expert will be of good decision and many expert will be of better decision. So real time example, whenever the teacher asks three students when whether the it will be rain tomorrow, student 1 will be answering yes, student 2 will be answering no, student 3 will be answering yes. So the majority voting will be of yes will be of 2 voting and no will be of 1 voting. Final decision, rain tomorrow will be of yes. So this is the idea behind in your ensemble learning. A single model may have a make many mistakes, be biased, and overfitting the data, miss the important patterns. Combining the multiple models helps the reduce the error, improves the accuracy, increase the stability, and also generalization. So working principle, we whenever we are just going to take a training the model before going to take the data sets, it will be train the multiple machine learning models. Each and every model makes the prediction of it and is also used to combine the predictions. And finally, based on the input data set, we are just going to generate the final output of it. So that is an main thing of it. And the example we can take it as an um, who is suffering from a sugar, there is of disease that can be spread with disease diagnosis of any diabetics. So patient 1 will be of diabetes, patient 2 will be of healthy, patient 3 will be of diabetes. So final decision, the two persons will be affected with diabetics because the more system can be agreed with it. So that is a good example. So the types of ensemble learning, one is of bagging. So multiple models are trained independently of a data. Final prediction can be obtained through the averaging or voting based on the given data sets and based on the decision tree from how many number of practice and how many number of situation. According to that, it will be combine the results and predict the final results according to the thing. And random forest algorithm also make a decision tree and combines the output of it. So advantages will be of reduce the variance and overfitting. Second will be of booting. First is bagging, second one is booting. So this type of a model are traded sequentially. Each and every new model focus on correcting the mistakes made by the previous model. If it is of any error in three different types of model, if it is occurs, it will be learns the errors and rectifying the errors. After that, according to the accuracy which can be correcting the mistakes, then it will be improves the accuracy to becomes much more higher. So this is the thing. And third one will be of stacking. So it is also used with the multiple models that can be trained first, so that can be combine their output. If you're taking model 1, model 2, model 3, that can be of combined into meta model and final output based on the decision tree SVM. And output can be represented with some logistic regression. So based on that, we are just going to represent with it. And overview of advantages of ensemble learning. So it combines the model. Generally it can be improves the prediction quality. So reducing the overfitting, multiple models help to avoid memorizing the training data. Better generalization will be there, robustness will be there. And it is also used to handle the complex problem in real time data sets. And improved stability will be there because of the prediction that can be of more consistent. Disadvantages of ensemble learning, it is used to increase the complexity, higher computational cost will be there, longer training time and difficult interpretation will be there, resource intensity. So these are the disadvantages of it. And real time application that can be used with ensemble learning, that can be of represented with medical diagnosis, predict disease more accurately. So especially of cancer detection system, in the earlier stage if it is detected, it can be curable. By the stage 2 and stage 3, stage 2 also it can be curable and it can be extended by, but in it is in the third or final stage, it cannot be predicted and it cannot be safer for the particular human being. So that will be a good example. Fraud detection, credit risk analysis will be used for predict the weather condition by default as predict the weather. And stock market prediction, weather forecasting because of the rainfall and temperature. Recommendation system, now it has been improved with the companies like Netflix and Amazon to improve the recommendation. Cyber security and autonomous vehicles with it. So these are the important points over there. To summarize the ensemble learning, so it combines the strength of multiple models to produce more accurate and reliable predictions, and it is also used to reduce the error by improving the robustness. Ensemble methods such as random forest, XGBoost have been more algorithms than nowadays. We'll be having a successful techniques in the modern architecture. And data science applications raising in recently used it in it. So this is about the concept. And now next we'll be moving with discovery based learning. So it is also one type of a learning method in which the system learns by exploring the data, identifying the patterns and relationship and rules on its own, explicitly taught every rules. So the simple idea for representing the discovery based learning is an intelligent system acquires the knowledge by exploring, analyzing and discovering hidden patterns or rules from the available data. So the real-time example that we can project with the discovery-based learning, we can whenever the child is imagining with the several objects like apple, mango, banana, or orange, the child observes, especially all are edible, all can grow on a plants, all contain seeds. The child discovers these objects belongs to the category fruits. No one explicitly provided the rule. The child discovered its own thinking and observation. So how the discovery based learning that can be worked with the real time system, it first of all it will be gathering the data, mainly used to collect the information from the environment and exploring the data. And it examines the data for the similarities and differences, identifying the patterns, hidden relationship. Nowadays each and every small childs are using of mobile phones, that is used to protect if any adult person, if it is of using any password or passphrase or any pattern, that can be of hidden relationship between the each and everything that cannot be detected because of the security and privacy purpose, and forms the rules or concepts and applying the knowledge that can be used to solve the problems of it. So collecting the data, observing the data, pattern identification, rule discovery, knowledge creation, and finally decision making of it. So the real-time examples for discovery learning, discovering even numbers. So suppose a given number will be of 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. Observation in the point of view, all the numbers are divisible by 2. So the discovered rule, if a number is divisible by 2, it is an even number. The rule was discovered with the real-time examples of it. So two techniques that can be used with it, one will be of data mining, clustering will be used for grouping similar objects together, association rule learning, pattern recognition, and finally discoverage of knowledge. So it will be used for creating the relationship between the databases. Advantages, it also used to encourage and discovers the new information independently with knowledge discovery, improves the understanding, handles the large data efficiently, promotes innovation, and a minimal human intervention that can be of any manual rule creation is needed for less, and adopting a learning for it. Discovery of that can be of the disadvantage of discovery based learning, that can be of time consuming. It used to improve the computational cost, may discover the incorrect pattern, and is also used to difficult for interpretation, and it requires the quality of data because of it leads to poor discovery. That is why it is needed of it. Applications, it can be used in medical research for the treatment purpose, current cancer research and fraud detection, recommendation system, and customer segmentation, educational system will be used with it. And to summarize this type of discovery based learning, so mainly it is used for exploring the data and discovering hidden patterns, relationship and rules. It is also used to generate the new knowledge, making the intelligent decision and uncover valuable insights that can be explicitly programmed. So this type of an application that can be represented with data mining, healthcare, business intelligence, cyber security, and scientific data. And moving to the last topic, that can be of represented with learning by problem solving. So here an agent learns knowledge, strategies, or rules while the solving problems. Instead of simply memorizing the information, the system gain the experience from the process of finding solutions. So the main idea for learning by problem solving is solve a problem, gain the experience, learn a better method for future problems. So it is a method or a technique in which the intelligent system acquires the knowledge and improves the problem solving ability by analyzing the problems, finding the solutions, and learn from the results. So real time examples, whenever the student is learning a mathematics, 12 into 15, so the students will be solving step by step by using of multiplication factor, and he will be getting the result for it. So and the technique once if it is of practice and becomes faster, The learning occurs by solving the problem. It can be easily work of it. How to work with the learning by problem solving will be of identify the problem first based on the solution, analyze the problem based on the information and constraint, generate the possible solution, select the best and optimal solution, execute the solution, evaluate the results, and finally store the experience of it for the future problems. So that is a good example for that is a good steps for it. So to represent with a real-time example, a robo must reach the exit of maze. First attempt, the robot tries several paths. Some path will be failed. Learning, the robot remembers path A will be having a dead end, path B will be having a success. Future attempt, the robot directly chooses the path B. Learning outcome will be of the robot become more efficient while traversing a path A and path B. It traverses the path B will be of easier to achieve the goal of it. So current state will be of to achieve the goal state, search for the solution, apply the actions, reach the goal, and from finally you will be learning the experience from it. So the techniques that can be used by learning by the problem solving, one will be of trial and error method, other will be of mean end analysis, third one heuristic search, case based reasoning, search algorithms. So trial and error, try multiple solutions until you will be getting the success of it. Mean end analysis, compare the current state and goal state, reduce the difference between step by step puzzle solving. Heuristic search, that will be used with the thumb rule to find the better solutions quickly. The example is GPS route planning. Case based reasoning, use solutions for the previous similar problems. And search algorithm, previously we'll be seeing about the breadth first search, depth first search, and A star search algorithm that can be used to explore the possible solutions for it. The real time characteristics that can be used with it, learn from the experience, improves future performance, focus on finding the solutions, generate the new knowledge, use reasoning and analysis, and it also support the intelligent decision making. After concluding with it, there will be having some advantages of it. So it will be used to improve the problem solving skills, so more effective over time, encourages the reasoning, best solutions can be done with the analysis rather than the memorization. It is also used to create the new knowledge, new strategies can be focused on it and discover on it. Adaptable to easy and new situation, can handle the unfamiliar problems, reduces the repeated effort, and is also support with the complex decision making. So moving to the disadvantages, it will be of time consuming. Why? Because finding the solution may require more searching and time efficiency will be there. So for that we'll be using of disadvantages of it. Computational expensive will be there. Because of the computational more power, it costs the complex problem for it, may explore the wrong solutions. Trial and error approaches or technique that can be lead to waste resources, requires good problem representation. Poorly defined problems that can be lead to the poor learning. So not only always optimal, the fast solution may not found, it can not be the best solution. So after trying with the experience, you will be getting the final outcome for it. The applications that can be used with the robotics nowadays, game playing systems, that is of chess AI as well as Go AI system, autonomous vehicle navigation system, cyber security, scientific research to solve the more complex problem. So these are the one of the real time examples that can be used with it. So to summarize it, so learning by solving problem is important AI approach where the system can acquire knowledge without knowledge by solving the problems. So especially it will be of analyzing the situations, testing the solutions, and learning from outcomes. AI system continuously improves their performance, becomes more intelligent, adaptable, and efficient in handling the real world challenges. So these are the key characteristics of steps that can be followed with learning techniques and learning problems, ensemble learning, discovery learning, and other types of learning, which can be decision based learning, everything that can be comes with the learning problem. So this is about the advantages, disadvantages of each and everything that I have been explained overview. So thank you.